Have you ever wondered why so many people in Japan seem to live well into their 90s, still walking, laughing, and even tending their gardens without help? It's not magic, and it's not just about good genes. One of the biggest secrets is right on their dinner table. What they eat every day plays a powerful role in how they age, how they move, think, and feel. And the good news? You don't have to move to Japan to enjoy those same benefits. Just a few small additions to your meals could help you feel stronger, more energized, and even add more vibrant years to your life. Now, if you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, you already know that food doesn't just fill our bellies anymore. It affects how our joints feel in the morning, how clear our mind is in the afternoon, and how well we sleep at night. But here's the thing, we often overlook the simple foods that can make the biggest difference. And the Japanese have been quietly enjoying these foods for generations, without extreme diets, expensive supplements, or any fancy trends. So today, we're going to talk about 5 traditional Japanese foods that might just be the reason so many people there live such long, independent lives. These aren't rare or hard to find, and you can start including them in your meals right away, no matter where you live. Let's begin with one that might surprise you, natto. Now, I know the name sounds a little unfamiliar, and to be honest, the first time I saw natto, I thought, is that really food? It's made from fermented soybeans, and yes, it has a strong smell and a sticky texture that can take some getting used to. But here's why so many Japanese people, especially those in their 80s and 90s, eat it almost daily. Natto is one of the richest sources of vitamin K2, a nutrient that helps keep your bones strong and your arteries flexible. As we age, bone fractures and heart disease become 2 of the biggest risks, and natto tackles both. There's even research showing that people who eat natto regularly have lower rates of osteoporosis and heart issues. You can mix it with a little mustard or soy sauce, or stir it into warm rice. And if natto's taste isn't for you, don't worry, there are gentler ways to enjoy fermented soy, like miso. Speaking of miso, that brings us to the next food that's been a staple in Japanese kitchens for centuries, miso soup. You've probably seen it served in Japanese restaurants, a warm, comforting broth with tiny bits of tofu, seaweed, and green onions floating inside. But this isn't just an appetizer. For many older Japanese adults, miso soup is how they start their day, much like we'd start ours with coffee or toast. Miso is made from fermented soybeans, just like natto, but with a much milder flavor. And it's packed with probiotics, which help support your gut health. And here's something many people don't realize, as we get older, our gut bacteria can change, and that can affect everything from digestion to immunity to even our mood. Miso helps feed the good bacteria that keep us healthy and energized. And let's not forget, miso soup is often made with dashi, a broth that's rich in minerals from kombu, a type of seaweed, and bonito flakes, dried fish. This simple combination adds iodine, magnesium, and amino acids to your morning without any effort. It's like a warm hug for your insides, and it's a great way to stay hydrated and nourished, especially if you're not feeling up to a full breakfast. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate how simple these foods really are. Natto is just soybeans and bacteria. Miso is soybeans, salt, and koji mold. They've both been fermented the traditional way, with time and care. There's no processing, no long list of chemicals or artificial flavors. It's real food. And that's something we can all benefit from, going back to the basics, but with a little wisdom from another culture. The third food I want to share with you is something truly unique to Japanese cuisine, and it's absolutely packed with nutrients that support aging gracefully. It's called hijiki. Now, hijiki is a type of sea vegetable, or seaweed, that's been eaten in Japan for hundreds of years. It comes dried, and you soak it in water to bring it back to life. Once it's rehydrated, it looks like little black threads, and it has a mild, earthy taste that goes beautifully with vegetables, rice, or stir-fries. So what's so special about hijiki? First of all, it's rich in fiber, which helps keep your digestion moving smoothly, something that becomes more important than ever after 60. It's also high in iron and calcium, 2 minerals that help keep your energy up and your bones strong. And here's a little bonus. Hijiki contains a type of soluble fiber that helps lower cholesterol and stabilize blood sugar. That means it's not just helping your gut, it's helping your heart and your brain too. If you've ever struggled with sluggish digestion, low energy, or those frustrating mid-afternoon crashes, adding a small serving of hijiki to your meals just 2 or 3 times a week can make a real difference. You can find it in most Asian grocery stores, and it takes only a few minutes to prepare. It's one of those quiet superfoods that doesn't get a lot of attention, but deserves a place on every senior's plate. These foods might seem unusual at first glance, but they're simple, nourishing, and surprisingly easy to add to your routine. And what's more, they're trusted by people who are actually living well into their 90s. Not just surviving, but thriving. Walking, smiling, gardening, even dancing. All while eating these humble, everyday ingredients. Let's keep going, because there are still 2 more powerful foods to talk about, ones that can help you feel more energetic, clear-headed, and strong as the years go on. Watching and feel that these insights are meaningful. Please type number 2 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I warmly invite you to do so, and don't forget to turn on the bell, so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos designed to uplift, inform, and inspire. Your support truly means a lot. It's what keeps us going and allows us to continue sharing thoughtful, helpful content just for you. Now, let's continue this journey together. And as you take a moment to picture that first spoonful of miso soup or a bite of natto, let's keep going, because there's another Japanese food that might surprise you with how much it can do for your body, especially after 60. It's not flashy or trendy, but it has quietly been part of the world's longest living populations for centuries. I'm talking about sweet potatoes, specifically, the purple Okinawan kind. Now, you might be thinking, sweet potatoes? I already eat those at Thanksgiving. But here's the twist. In Okinawa, these vibrant purple sweet potatoes aren't just a side dish, they're a daily staple. These aren't the orange ones we usually find in the grocery store. The Okinawan sweet potato is packed with anthocyanins, the same powerful antioxidants that give blueberries their deep blue color. Except these tubers contain even more of those anti-aging compounds. What makes them so special for folks our age is their ability to fight inflammation. And if you've ever felt stiffness in your knees when you stand up, or that deep ache in your joints when the weather changes, you already know inflammation is the sneaky culprit behind so much of the pain we associate with getting older. Eating purple sweet potatoes regularly can help reduce that low-grade inflammation quietly building up in our bodies year after year. But it's not just about the pain. These sweet potatoes also help regulate blood sugar, support gut health, and provide long-lasting energy without a crash. They're loaded with fiber too, something many of us don't get enough of. And the best part? They taste naturally sweet. You can steam them, bake them, even mash them and sprinkle a little cinnamon on top. Simple, comforting, and full of life-giving nutrients. Let's move on to another Japanese food that's become more popular around the world, though most of us still don't eat it as often as we could. I'm talking about seaweed. Yes, that green stuff wrapped around sushi rolls or floating in miso soup. But in Japan, seaweed isn't a garnish, it's a foundational part of the diet. And for good reason. Seaweed like nori, wakame, and kombu are incredibly rich in minerals that many older adults are often lacking, especially iodine, calcium, magnesium, and iron. These trace minerals may not seem exciting, but they're absolutely essential for maintaining energy, supporting your thyroid, and keeping your bones strong. Think about how often we hear about osteoporosis after 60. Many of us are told to drink more milk, but seaweed might actually be a more powerful ally. It's plant-based, easy to digest, and surprisingly versatile. You can chop it into salads, sprinkle it over rice, or even enjoy it in soups. But it doesn't stop there. Seaweed is also a natural prebiotic, meaning it feeds the good bacteria in your gut. And as we age, gut health becomes more important than ever. A healthy gut means better digestion, a stronger immune system, and even improved mood and mental clarity. It's like giving your whole system a gentle tune-up, just by adding a few strips of seaweed to your meals. And if you're worried about the taste, don't be. It's much milder than you'd expect, especially when mixed with familiar ingredients like rice or soup. And many stores now sell roasted seaweed snacks that are crisp, flavorful, and easy to keep on hand for a healthy bite anytime. Now, if sweet potatoes help with inflammation and seaweed feeds your gut and bones, let me share one more food that ties it all together by helping your heart, your brain, and your joints all at once. It's humble, it's traditional, and it's something that often gets left behind in modern diets: fermented pickled vegetables. In Japan, they call them tsukmono. These aren't your average supermarket pickles. They're made the old-fashioned way, naturally fermented over days or even weeks, using just salt, water, and thyme. And what that process creates is something magical, a food rich in probiotics. If you've ever taken a probiotic supplement, you already know they're good for you. But eating fermented foods is an even better way to nourish your gut. Tsukmono helps restore balance to the digestive system, especially after taking medications, antibiotics, or simply dealing with stress. And at our age, digestion doesn't always run like clockwork. These fermented veggies can help bring things back into balance gently and naturally. But more than that, they help support your immune system. They can also help your body absorb more nutrients from the rest of your meal, like calcium, magnesium, and vitamins that protect your brain and keep your body functioning smoothly. You don't need to eat a lot. Just a small serving on the side of your meal, some fermented daikon, cabbage, or cucumbers, can work wonders. And if you're not in Japan, that's okay. Many health food stores and Asian markets sell traditionally fermented vegetables you can enjoy right at home. Just look for words like raw or naturally fermented on the label. Those are the good ones. So whether it's the bright color of Okinawan sweet potatoes, the salty crunch of seaweed, or the tangy bite of tsukmono, what all of these foods have in common is something deeper than just nutrition. They're about balance. Not eating too much, not eating too little. Just the right amount of natural, whole food that gives your body what it truly needs, without chemicals, without gimmicks, and without relying on pills or expensive health fads. These foods have been passed down for generations, and the people who eat them aren't chasing youth, they're aging with grace, with energy, and with joy. And that's something we all deserve, no matter our age. And now, let's talk about one more beloved Japanese food that deserves a place in your kitchen, especially if your goal is to stay strong, independent, and full of life well into your 80s and 90s. It's natto. I know, this one might raise a few eyebrows. Natto is a traditional Japanese food made from fermented soybeans. It's sticky, stringy, and yes, it has a strong smell that might take some getting used to. But don't let that stop you just yet. Because what this humble dish lacks in first impressions, it makes up for in health benefits. Natto is packed with something called vitamin K2. This vitamin isn't talked about often, but it plays a huge role in keeping your bones and blood vessels healthy as you age. It helps guide calcium to the right places, like your bones, and keeps it out of places where it doesn't belong, like your arteries. That's critical for anyone over 60. Strong bones mean fewer falls and fractures. Clean arteries mean a healthier heart. And both of those mean more time doing what you love, on your own terms. But that's not all. Natto also contains an enzyme called nattokinase, which may help support healthy blood pressure and reduce the risk of blood clots. That's one reason why many Japanese seniors who eat natto regularly enjoy sharp minds and agile bodies deep into old age. Now, I'll be honest with you. Natto's flavor is unique. Some people describe it as nutty. Others say it's earthy or even cheesy. But here's a little secret. You don't have to eat a whole bowl of it plain. In Japan, many people enjoy natto mixed with mustard, soy sauce, or chopped green onions, and served over rice. Others add it to miso soup or even blend it into smoothies. You can experiment to find your own way of enjoying it. The key is to give your taste buds a few chances to adjust. After a week or two, you might be surprised at how your body starts to crave it. And remember, it's not about being perfect or eating like a monk. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight or fly to Tokyo. Small changes, done consistently, make a bigger difference than one big diet shift you can't stick with. Maybe you add a small dish of natto once or twice a week. Maybe you start your day with a bowl of miso soup. Maybe you replace your white bread with a serving of seaweed salad. It's these little nudges, these gentle course corrections, that point you in the direction of longevity. Now, let's take a breath and step back for a moment. We've talked about a lot. Foods that have fueled the world's longest living people, things like miso soup, seaweed, tofu, sweet potatoes, and natto. But more than the ingredients themselves, there's a bigger lesson here. The Japanese way of eating is about balance, simplicity, and appreciation. Meals are often colorful, varied, and modest in portion. They aren't about restriction or punishment. They're about nourishing the body, respecting nature, and sharing moments with others. Even if you don't adopt every food we talked about, just taking one or two ideas and making them your own is already a win. Maybe you start having a Japanese breakfast once a week. Or maybe you replace a processed snack with a piece of roasted sweet potato. These are doable, practical, and surprisingly satisfying changes. Because here's the truth, the food you choose each day is like casting a vote for your future. And the beautiful part is, it's never too late to start voting in your favor. Your 60s, 70s, even your 80s can be vibrant decades. But it's up to us to build that foundation, bite by bite, step by step. And you don't have to do it alone. If this video gave you some helpful ideas, or even just a little spark of curiosity, I hope you'll share your thoughts in the comments. Maybe you've tried miso soup, or maybe you have your own longevity foods from your culture to share. I'd love to hear about them. If you found value in this, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more simple, senior-friendly health tips that actually make a difference. You deserve to feel strong, sharp, and full of life, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. Thanks so much for watching and spending this time with me. Until next time, here's to your health, your joy, and your beautiful, long life, well past 90 and beyond.